ears gonna hear me. Through the spirit we see clearly. They swinging if you get near me. Now your boy blowing the trumpet. I used to pull up and dump it. Toting them guns out in public. Riding on up, that was fun shit. Boy, I don't flex for the IG. Wanna go script a script, nigga, try me. Keep a scallop, but he right beside me. To break the laws of God, I don't like things.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
He said we shall not enjoy our sons and daughters. Now give me verse 43 and 44, read.
43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
He said, if we're breaking God's laws, the stranger that's among us, because the white man's a stranger to this land, man. He's gonna be. He's a goddamn stranger to these lands. He said he's gonna be above us, right? Read.
And thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee.
He said he shall lend to thee. Read.
And thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
He said he shall lend to you, but you will not lend to him. Every time, who do we go for a loan, man?
The loan right now. The loan. I'm in the hole right now. I'm in the hole.
Who'd you go to for that loan?
Right now.
And who'd you go to that loan for? The bank, the white man, right? And did you know where all that where that seed money comes from? Those banks, from slavery, man. We're talking about Bank of America, the Bank of the West. We're talking about Wells Fargo. They all started their money with slavery, man.
They didn't work for none of this shit.
Right?
Our niggas, we work for this. Like they.
This is all prophecy, though.
When they're a white motherfucker in the field ever.
Give me 45, 47.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee.
He said, all these punishments shall come upon your people and overtake thee, read.
Till thou be destroyed.
And our people is destroyed, man. Right? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans here in America are totally destroyed, man. Right? Man, you got all tribes in this, man. Right?
That's it. You don't even want to talk about that. That's wrong.
Listen, man. It's horrible, man. Hold that. Give me the precepts.
This is Isaiah 1 and 4. Sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward.
We did this by provoking the Most High God, by breaking God's laws, man. He told us, if you keep my laws, we're going to put you above all nations on the earth. You break these laws, I'm gonna put all these curses and punishments upon you. See, these laws, man, you gotta understand. America got like over 4,000 laws. The Most High got only 613. And these is beautiful laws of freedom, man. Because we gotta understand, when he gave us these laws, we had just came from a slavery under Pharaoh, man. So he said, here's these laws, man. Keep these laws. If you keep these laws, you won't ever have to be in slavery ever again under a foreign king. If you keep these laws, you won't have to believe in superstition systems, i.e. religions. Man. All I want you is to keep these laws. But if you break my laws, these things are going to happen. Keep reading.
Because thou hearken not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because you don't want to hear the voice of the Lord thy God. Read.
To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So these things, these punishments are going to be upon our people for a sign and for a wonder, right? So this is to show who the true Israelites are. You don't see the people in the land of Israel going through these things. Those people are not the real Jews, because they're not going through these curses. Who's going through these curses? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 47. Because thou serve not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against you.
Because we didn't want to serve the Lord thy God by hearing his voice, then we have to serve our enemies that he's going to send against us. And who are those enemies? The white man, man.
Right.
The European man. So therefore, since we don't want to serve him, we're going to have to serve this. We're going to have to serve Massa, man. Read.
In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in wants of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon their neck.
And he will what?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed you.
And he's going to put a yoke of iron upon our neck until he hath destroyed us. Destroyed us as a nation, man. Right? That actually happened. That literally happened, man. They put a yoke of iron on our ancestors' neck, man. We're talking about all three parts, man. The so-called black brothers, Native American brothers, and our ancestors, the Hispanic brothers, the Hispanics ancestors, man, which are natives also, man, right? So we gotta understand these things. These things were spoken about thousands of years before, and it happened down to a T, right? Give me, was that 48? Give me 49:50.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
The Lord shall bring a nation against us from far, man. The Europeans' land was far away from us, read.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies.
This is something spiritual. He said he's going to send these enemies as swift as an eagle flieth. Why is it that all these European nations choose an eagle as a symbol? We're talking about the British, Spanish, German, the Russians. We're talking about all these European nations chose an eagle as their symbol. And he said, the Lord said that he's going to send these people as swift as the eagle flieth. Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
This nation, we didn't understand their language. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance.
A nation with a fierce face, a fierce mug. Read.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
They didn't pity our elders. They didn't pity our babies.
Say they was throwing the babies against the wall.
Absolutely, absolutely. But guess what though? That was written in the Bible too though. But look, check this out though. But you know what they also used to do? They used to cut women's bellies, pregnant bellies open and stomp out fetuses, man. Or sometimes they would just let to see they'll bet who would die first, the fetus or the mother. This is how much the white man's a devil, man. Keep reading.
51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave their corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind.
When the Spaniard came over here, that's exactly what he did to us, man. He pillaged our lands, right? Ate up all our harvest, killed all our animals, starved us just to starve us out. Read.
Or flocks of thy sheep until he has destroyed you. 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down.
He said he's going to besiege our cities. Because we had cities, man. We're talking about from Tenochtitlan, from Mexico, all the way down to Peru, man. He besieged all our cities and destroyed our cities, man. What was that? Give me 53.
Verse 53. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body. 54. So that the man that is tender among you.
Now, this is powerful right here. In this verse, there's 3 curses. And there's no goddamn way that this is not the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
That's why we got an evil eye towards each other, man. Right? That's when we see each other on the street. We mug each other, man. The Bible said that we used to greet each other with the holy kiss in the ancient days, man. But since we broke God's laws, bro, we broke God's laws, and then we started having an evil eye towards each other, man. We can't see each other on the street with the wrong color. We don't even have to wear colors. We gotta be so on guard. We look at each other, and there comes the problem. Why you looking at me, kid? Looks like you got an issue, right? Keep reading.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And also toward the wife of his bosom. So now it's talking about evil eye towards his brother. That's there goes black on black violence, brown on brown violence, black on brown violence, gangbanging, right? And he says evil eye towards the wife of our bosom. That's talking about domestic violence, right? Read.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Now we're talking about single parent households, man.
That's right.
Them Jewish rats in the land of Israel is not going through this.
Bring it out.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are going through this.
That's right.
King, this was written thousands of years ago. Go to the main one. Read.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, he said the Lord, by breaking God's laws, he said he's going to bring us into Egypt again with ships. With ships. Remember that. Pin that. Ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Because he had promised the children of Israel would never see the land of Egypt again. So this is talking about a certain type of Egypt. Read.
This is Revelation 11, verse 8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So this place that the Israelites are going to be taken on ships was supposed to be, read that again?
God, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
It's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. So this is a spiritual Egypt because God promised that the children of Israel would never see the physical land of Egypt again. Read.
And there we shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So once we get to the spiritual Egypt, you're going to be sold for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. That word buy you means redeem. So basically, that's what it is, bro. So all these things was written thousands of years. So that's how we know that this is the word of God, bro. Right? So it's very important that our people need to stop breaking these laws and start keeping these laws again. But we don't have to go through these things no more, man.
That's right.
Right? So it's very important, man. You got any other questions?
What about people just don't care?
People don't care, man.
That's what I'm
Right?
saying. A lot of
People don't care. Give me that.
They don't care. Yeah, they don't care about none of this.
Stiff-necked people,
Yeah,
man.
they don't care about none of
Ah.
this until it happens.
Right, this is Ezekiel 3 and 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hands.
So our people don't care, man. Most of our people are not going to care. The Bible says that 2/3 of our people are not going to care. They're going to die in America, man.
That's right.
Right? But we tell our people, stop sinning, right? But if they don't stop sinning, they're going to die in their sins, read?
Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness.
And if we don't tell them, right, their blood is on our hands. So we're going to tell them, right? Now read that. Go back to that.
Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
Yo, they might not care. But we're going to tell our brothers and sisters, stop sinning, man. Stop breaking God's laws. Stop being an enemy to your people and stop being an enemy to your God.
That's right.
Right? And if they don't listen, we did our job, man. Right? Their blood is off our hands. We did what the Most High told us to do. But the Bible says that 2/3 of our people are not going to care, man. Right? You know that this place is going to be destroyed. God prophesied that America is going to be destroyed. 2/3 of our people in America are going to be melted by nuclear fire, man. Right? You got children? Watch this. This shit scared the shit out of you, right? You know what I mean. This is what scares the shit out of me as a father, right?
This is
Read.
Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
No, he's saying go through the midst of the city and the midst of Jerusalem. Since we were a people before a place, this is talking about the children of Israel right here. Read.
And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh, and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So he's saying put this sign on his forehead on these people that sigh and cry about all these abominations, about all this fucked up shit that they've been doing to our people, man. Right? And this sign means a sign of protection, basically. Right? Read.
And to the others, he said, in mine hearing,
But to the other people that don't have this sign of protection, right? Read.
go ye after him through the city, and smite.
And smite, that means kill. Read.
Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity.
He said, don't, it don't matter, man. If you see, this is a spiritual mark, basically, right? If whoever's not protected by the Most High God, this angel is commanded to kill, meaning whatever kind of death that they're gonna come, or bullet, nuclear missiles, or whatever, right? Read.
Slay utterly old and young,
Old and young, meaning old or babies. Read.
both maid and little children.
Both made young women and little babies. Read.
And women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
But don't come upon any man that's marked with the protection of the Most High and their households, because if you're found worthy that day, your household is found worthy that day. Right? Read.
And begin at my sanctuary.
And begin at the sanctuary of the Most High. It's going to start with us. Read.
Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
So this is the thing, man. It's saying that babies, women, and children are going to be put to death because we're not doing what we're supposed to do, man. Because what's a man's job? To lead their household, man. Right? This should scare it out of any man with children, man. Right? Exactly, man.
You don't want your kids to live. You don't want your kids in prison. You know, that's
Hope
easy.
not.
You gotta leave it right back.
Exactly.
This is why they're leaving the Bible over any other book. The Bible is our people's book.
You can't deny it. That's why I tell you, I tell motherfuckers, show me in the book where it say something different. If you can't show me in the book, I'm gonna believe you.
Because the Christian church will read you 2-3 verses and have 2-hour services and pass the plate around 4 times.
I'll be like, show
Right?
me in the book. What's the book say? Show me in the book.
But they don't do that though.
Nah,
They
yeah, that's
don't
why
do
I
that.
like, show me in the book. Show me
Give me
in the
this
book.
verse.
What the book says.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning?
How long, you simple ones, are you going to love stupidity? Right? And scorners, they're going to love their scorning. Read.
And fools hate knowledge.
Fools hate knowledge. Read.
Turn, you at my reproof.
Turn, you, the children of Israel, turn at my correction. Read.
Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you.
He's going to pour out the Spirit unto the children of Israel. But you have to keep God's laws for Him to put the Spirit on you, for you to start understanding these dark sayings, man. Because if you're not keeping God's laws, He's not going to put the Holy Spirit on you, and you're not going to understand the Bible like the way we understand it, man. Because the Most High God has given the Spirit to only those that obey Him. Acts 5. You know what I need? 5:32. Read.
I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refuse.
He's going to make His words known unto you. Because ye had called. He said, because the Most High God has called to you, man. He has called to you. Read.
And ye refuse.
People has refused His words. They have refused His calling, man. Right?
Read. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
He said the Most High has stretched His hand out to our people. Every time that our people pass by the men that He sent out here doing this, that's the Most High God stretching out His hand to the children of Israel, man. Right? Because this is the most greatest mercy that the Most High has given to the children of Israel in these last days. Right. It's the truth in the Bible by sending His true prophets in these last days.
But you have set at naught all my counsel.
But our people has turned away from the counsel of the Most High. turn away from his correction, man. Our people don't care. Like you said, the Bible said 2/3 of our people are not going to care, man. But we still love those 2/3, man. Right? We still love those men. We still love those.
Might be your kid. That's why I said it might be my kids.
Yes, those are
that
still
don't
our
care.
brothers. Those still our brothers and sisters, man. Right?
You ain't gonna believe me. Yeah,
And with none of my reproof,
Uh-huh.
I also will laugh at your calamity.
Because our people didn't turn at his correction. God is gonna laugh at their calamity, man. He's gonna laugh at the calamity, read.
I will mock when your fear comes.
Whenever you got a fear of it, when that day comes to you, God is gonna mock you, man. Because our people only seek him when we're in trouble. Our people only seek God when we're in the back of a police car, man. Our people only seek God when we're facing life, man. Our people only seek God, man, when it happens to them, man.
In the hospital bed.
When they get hit with a bullet or something,
God,
man.
where you at?
Right?
Need you,
Read.
God.
When your fear comes as desolation,
Uh-huh.
and your destruction comes as a whirlwind,
Mm-hmm.
when distress and anguish.
So when
come
all this
upon you,
fucked up shit comes upon our people, right? Then we seek him. He's gonna laugh at them, read.
then shall they call upon me,
Right.
but I will not answer.
Mm-hmm.
They shall seek me early,
Then they're gonna seek him quickly, then, read.
but they shall not find me.
But they're not gonna find him, right? Because he already stretched out his hands to our people over and over and over and over. Isaiah 65:2. Read.
Yeah. It's Jeremiah 29:19.
Uh-huh.
Because they have not hearkened to my words, said Yahweh.
Because our people did not hear God's words. Yahweh, that's his name. Yahweh, read.
Which I sent unto them by my servants the prophets.
Read that again.
Khan. Because they have not hearkened to my words, said Yahweh.
Because our people don't turn to God's words, right? Read.
Which I sent unto them by my servants the prophets.
These words that he sent unto the children of Israel through his prophets, man. Read.
Rising up early and sending them, but ye would not hear, said the Lord.
Our people gotta understand that this is true. This what we're doing is God's mercy in his last day.
Right.
Right.
Isaiah 65, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people.
He said that all day he has stretched out his hand to a rebellious people. Read.
Which walks in a way that was not good.
These rebellious people has walked in a way that's not good for them. Has walked in a way that wasn't set up for us. Right? Read.
After their own thoughts.
But they seek whatever they're seeking. This is their own thoughts, right? Read. That's it.
That's it.
What do you got?
Now this is 1 Peter 4:17.
Uh-huh.
For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God.
Uh-huh.
And if it begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God?
So judgment is going to start with us, man. Right? The men that you see do this, man. Right? The ones that say that they actually seek him and follow him. Right? Read.
And if the righteous scarcely be saved,
And if the ones that he finds worthy in that day that he saves are barely going to be saved. Right? Read.
where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
Where's those people that don't want to hear God's laws? They're not going to have not one lick of not one lick of possibility to get that salvation, man. Right? Give me Psalms. What do you got? Second Ezra, huh? All right. Give me Isaiah 53.
The book of Sirach, chapter 11, and verse 25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
When we're doing good, man, when we're in our days of prosperity, right? When the Most High is actually giving you stuff, right? We forget about these things, man. Right?
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his way.
It's an easy thing for the Most High to reward somebody, man. The day that you get taken out, or the day that you might die of an old age, man. Right? It's very easy to reward a man. It's very, very easy for the Most High God to reward one like that. The Bible said He's a rewarder of those that actually seek Him, right? That seek Him diligently. But He's also a rewarder for those that actually are with Him, right?
The affliction of an hour makes a man forget pleasure, and in his end, his deeds shall be discovered. Judge none blessed before his death.
He said, judge none blessed before his death. Because anything can happen to you, man. At one moment or another, read.
For a man shall be known in his children.
But a man shall be known in his children. Why? Because he's your seed, man. Right? He's your seed. He's gonna be, your name lives on through your sons, man. Read.
Bring not every man into thy house.
Uh-huh.
For the deceitful man has many trains.
Yeah, that means many ways to do mischievous stuff.
Why
Sell
bring
drugs,
nobody in my
independent, scam, all that type of stuff.
Keep your circle small.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
Keep
true.
your circle
Get
small.
Surah 30.
Chapter 30.
Chapter 30.
But I have to hold the Psalms 56, right?
Yeah, done.
Top. The book of Sirach, chapter 30.
Because he made reference to it earlier, talking about teaching his son.
He that loves his son calls him often to feel the rod.
Right. So you correct your son because you love him, man. Right? This is what this is why the world nowadays made it illegal to beat our kids, to discipline our children, man. This is why this nation is so fucked up now, man.
Right.
Right? Read.
That he may have joy of him in the end.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
He
You ever heard this? A parent said, I'd rather beat your ass now before a cop kills you on the street.
Exactly. I brought you in, bro.
He that chastise his son shall have joy of him and shall rejoice of him.
He that chastises and corrects his son shall have joy in him, man. Right, read?
And shall rejoice of him
Uh-huh.
among his acquaintance. He that teaches his son
He that teaches his son, read?
grieveth the enemy.
By teaching your son, grieves the enemy. That means if you teach your son the right way and the right way to live, that grieves the white man so goddamn much, man.
That's right.
Because they want our kids out here selling dope. They want our kids killing each other, man. Right? They want our kids out here doing what we used to do, man. That's what the white man wants, man.
That's why they promoted in music and music videos. And all that stuff.
Absolutely, man.
It's $1 billion business and it's perpetuating the same nonsense. So people can look at, oh, it's cool to kill people now. It's cool to have all these women around this, be promiscuous or whatnot.
It's cool till you got 25 years of life, nigga, in the pen, nigga. Like, you never see your dad again. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro.
And it's a system because the prison system is in correlation with the music industry. There was a secret meeting in 91 that they talking about? In the early 90s, they already orchestrated it. And we got rid of the conscious rap. We gonna bring in gangster rap, NWA, all this other stuff.
Oh, man,
to implement that back.
Man, you know how I be, man.
I
with the, man.
Listen, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, that's why, man.
They get our children.
I be out here, though.
Absolutely.
That's why I be out here in these
You got a
streets, so
flyer,
I
brother?
know, man.
The flyer.
You got a flyer, brother?
Look, they get our children that way, or they get our children. They got so many. They got so many ways to get our children. The school system's another way too, man. See, a lot of our families, a lot of our households, we don't got the luxury to homeschool our kids, man. Because the way that the system is set up, that it's nearly damn impossible with two sources of income to still live to live afloat, man. So how the fuck are we gonna homeschool our children, man? Right? So it's either through music, right, or through the school system.
School to prison pipeline.
School to prison pipeline. Man, this white man's a goddamn devil.
Right, that's
this,
right.
This place gotta go, man.
That's right.
The white man is a goddamn devil, and God needs that faith with America, man.
That's right.
Right?
And before his friends, he shall rejoice. Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead.
Though that his father died, if we raise our children right, and that child grows up to be a righteous man of God, the way that you taught him to be, it's like you haven't died because your son is living. And while your son is living, to teach his son and his son's son like we're commanded to, that grieves the white man, man. Right? Read.
For he had left one behind.
Because you had left one behind, your son. Read.
That is like himself.
Because he's like you, man. Read. An avenger, right? Read.
While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger.
That's why, right? You might be on your deathbed, man, right? You understand that you raise a righteous son grow up to be a righteous man. You're not gonna be sorrowful, man, right? Because you left an avenger, man. You left a righteous man in your stead, right? Read.
And one that shall requite kindness to his friends. So let me read that again. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends.
So this is what I wanted to touch on, right? Before this, right? Read this. 4 days ago, man, in Minneapolis, y'all heard what happened?
Yeah, they ran into
Amir Locke, another brother, man.
They ran in his house. Yeah.
Ran up in his house. The part is that Minneapolis PD was assisting St. Paul PD, right, for a search warrant. St. Paul's PD asked for a knock and announce warrant. Minneapolis insisted on a no-knock warrant. Read.
It says St. Paul. It says St. Paul police did not request.
Give the sources there.
I was trying to get that
up here. Care, whatever.
Yeah, it says
This is out of.
This is out of KARE11.com. It says St. Paul police did not request a no-knock warrant in MPD raid that led to Amir Locke's death.
So they didn't request a no-knock warrant, man. They asked for a knock and announce warrant, right? SWAT team in Minneapolis, they insisted, we're not going to serve this warrant unless if it's a no-knock warrant, man. Read.
According to law enforcement sources, Minneapolis police insisted on the no-knock warrant.
Minneapolis police, the SWAT in Minneapolis police said, we're not gonna serve this warrant unless if it's a no-knock warrant. In the goddamn video, man, you can see these goddamn devils being so conniving and sneaking. They were sticking the key in the lock very methodically, very slowly, and opened it. Crept in. As soon as the door opened, get on the floor, get on the floor. The man's asleep on his couch. He was sleeping with his gun on his lap, man.
Flyer.
Someone kicks you, hey bro, someone kicks your couch while you're under the couch under you, man. While you're sleeping and you're clutching, right? What happens, man? 2-3 seconds. 2-3 seconds, maybe 4 or 5 seconds, right? You're discombobulated, man, right? You don't know what the fuck is happening, man. Even after you open your eyes, you're really not awake. So he gets up under a blanket. He was clutching in his sleep. They shot that man 5 to 8 times, man.
Wow.
And it all within 10 seconds, he killed his brother, man.
The wrong brother, mind you.
Mind you, he was not even on the warrant, man.
Oh my God.
He wasn't even part of the warrant. And the thing about the Minneapolis police, when they give the report on it, they still had the nerve to call that brother a suspect, man.
Wow.
They were cleaning up. They had their brooms down there. They had their brooms and their mops out. Right, Reed?
It says the search warrant that resulted in the police shooting of Amir Locke was not originally supposed to be a no-knock warrant.
St. Paul police didn't ask for a no-knock warrant. They had signed from a judge a knock and announce, meaning boom, 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 boom. Police search warrant, open up. No knock means it can kick in your door or open it, get the key, because that was an apartment complex. So they went to the manager's office, got the key, opened the door, and then you announce once you're in. That's a no knock. Read?
St. Paul police originally did not request a no-knock warrant from a judge. But when Minneapolis police were asked to execute the warrant, MPD insisted the warrant be changed to authorize it be executed without knocking first.
So this is the type of shit that the white man does, man. This is what the white man has been doing to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans for the last 400 years, man.
Right.
Without justification. And they justify themselves, man. And who do we blame? The goddamn Christian church, man.